The hydrologic or water cycle illustrates the changing states of water as it moves through the lithosphere, biosphere, hydrosphere, and atmosphere. Water is a common substance that is necessary for all life on Earth. About 70% of the Earth's surface is covered with water. Groundwater is the water that collects in cracks and pores in underground soil and rock layers. If the groundwater is in a porous rock, which we call permeable rock, it can pool into vast underground reservoirs called aquifers. Many agricultural regions around the world use aquifers to irrigate crops. Water on the surface of the Earth is called surface water. This includes streams, lakes, rivers, and the ocean. A watershed is an area of land where the surface water and groundwater drains into a particular body of water, separated from other watersheds by drainage divides. All major watersheds flow into the ocean. Natural events and human activity can impact the hydrologic cycle and watersheds. Damming of rivers stops surface water from flowing into the ocean. Pumping water out of the ground depletes aquifers. Since humans play a role in protecting the cycle, we need to do things like recycling and limiting pollution in water. Pollution in water can become concentrated in lakes and rivers, making drinking water hazardous. Local geography determines what water is available and how humans can use water as a resource. The hydrologic cycle is entirely essential to humanity and all of life across the Earth.
So here in this lab, we have a little paint bucket, and we have in the basin of it, we have a boat with some water, and that is representing the ocean. We have a couple of cars, and we see some green pieces of felt, and that is going to represent our houses. And then we see some corks at the top, and those are going to represent our factories. Then we have a sticky note that is pink, and it represents our farm. And then we've just got some trash spread out throughout here on our little lab that we have. And what we're going to do is we are going to spray water, kind of simulating maybe some rain, and we're going to see what happens. So as we start spraying the water, you can see that this little food coloring that we've kind of placed on the various objects in the lab starts to move, and the food coloring is representing the pollution that we can see coming from the cars, coming from the farm, coming from the factories. And so as we continue to watch as it sprays the water onto these items, we can see that that pollution starts to move downward and does go into our ocean. But we also notice that everything else is affected, right? So we can see pollution affecting the houses. We can see the pollution affecting the farm. So pollution was on the farm, but new pollution is joining the farm now. We can see pollution going from the factories down into these other areas as well. So we see that this pollution here in this final picture of our lab, how that pollution has impacted everything within this environment. And that is true when we look at a watershed environment type thing where we see tons of pollution and how it affects the watershed.